me going carnivore for what I eat, to El Reuterai yogurt, to art supplies, art journaling. I know some of you, I'm going back in to answer comments, which I really appreciate because I see each one pop in and they make me so happy. So I know there's some questions that are roaming in there that I will answer, but I thought I would share what I'm doing. I have a massive, massive mess in the studio. Okay, not a massive, massive mess, but this desk is loaded. But then what happens when you're overwhelmed? Take one, and this goes for your closet, your kitchen, your art studio, your office, your bedroom, it doesn't matter, is to take one, the wind's coming in, it's so nice. I have the doors open. Take one thing and address the one thing. And it's the thing usually that's exciting. And if you have energy, do the things that require you to move around. If you're feeling a little lower energy like I am right now due to some massive things that have occurred today, then you do some sitting down things, and that might include your drawers or emptying out a drawer into a shoebox and going through it while you're sitting. You don't have to be standing, you don't have to be moving. So I shared, this is really cool. These are acrylic markers. I use so many different kinds of art mediums, watercolors, pen and ink with watercolor. I use acrylics on large canvases. I use acrylic markers. I use alcohol markers, which are beautifully organized. I've already tended to that. But I came home and I was very aware that, you know, when you store markers that have acrylic paint in them, you want the paint to be at the nib because you want to keep it moist. If it stays up like this, it's going to dry out. This is a bullet nib, my favorite. I don't like chisel, and I don't really work with brush markers unless they're watercolor markers, which is another subject. But right now, these acrylic markers are beautifully standing down, tipped down. And that's great because on these markers, I can still see the colors, even though the cap is facing down. They gave a see-through bottom. These are Molotow markers. These are the 2mm, as I labeled, with a Post-it note and some pink tape. And they're happy. They're hanging down. And I use them. I came on just because I'm hanging out doing the project, and I thought you guys might like to hang out with me and ask me any questions, or just hang out. I have exciting news, which I will share. These frequently have to be shaken and used, and I will often spend a couple hours just swatching, marking, and then doodling over my little marks so that I can keep the markers fresh and me. I love to play with the colors. Now, those are all pointed down and they show the color at the end of the marker. But my Posca markers, basically if I want to keep them properly with the point down, I'm not seeing what color it is when I look at it. Terry gave me this. This is an important mug. I'm happy to be on Nettle Toe. It's a cute name. So I remembered that I was like, what if I just color the top of the marker? Well, you can, but you can color this cap, but you can't color that cap. So I was like, wait a minute. I remember somewhere in the studio, I have little dot stickers, which I found. So I am putting marker colors on this end of the marker so that when they are happily headed facing downwards, moisturizing their nibs, I will still be able to see the colors. Isn't that fun? And so that's what I'm up to. I'm color coding my markers, and it's really a nice activity to do when you're low energy. It was a massive day today. I woke up, I walk about a half hour to the coffee shop, I walk home, kind of hot, kind of uphill, awesome. I always feel better when I do it. I do my morning walk, my evening walk, and today was the day that Venice closed. Venice closed. Venice is no longer in my hands, on my head, lying on my body as a heavy triplex, which was no longer meant for me to run as far as Airbnbs or rentals or anything. So you guys, I got liberated. Then my friend Ian called and he's like, did you check your bank account? And I was like, no. when he was selling his home, he refreshed it every second to make sure the money went through. I'm like, no. So I go to check and it wasn't there. And I was like, oh, did I do something wrong? That's my first feeling. I have admin insecurity because it's really not, I'll do it. I will do it. I will jump through hoops with great anxiety trying to get things done that have to do with forms and numbers. And I just get a little bit panicky when it comes because it's not my, I could blame it on my Neptune in the third house, which makes normal people communications, admin-y things, as I call them. Admin Dara has to really focus and get help. I have a wonderful UPS store here that they, anyway, so that happened. And then I called the title company and they were like, oh, don't worry, we're working on it. Then I get a message. Now, I had IRS issues from 2 years that I did pay taxes, and it was faulty accusations. And I had a year and a half of working with someone who was incommunicative, gone. Like, I gave everything I could give to notate why I spent what I spent, and nothing, like literally to the point where I sent a certified package to her and then faxed the same information and the fax number was gone. This is the insurance adjuster. She's just the MIA. And I was like, what the heck? So I found her supervisor, then she went MIA. Then I found another person and they were like basically my whole thing after a year and a half of jumping through hoops. I'm telling you, I get anxiety and I do everything to the T at the moment it's requested. That's my nature because I just need to get the ball out of my court with any papers, any things to do. So then the supervisor's nowhere to be found. And the next lady, then I get something, a mail from the IRS saying I'm in default. And I was like, that can't even be. Like I did like, what do you mean I'm in default? I did. So it turns out I have a helper, an avenger who's going in, and she found out that the IRS agent, she retired mid-job. So that's being handled. But today I got a message that they needed a signature from me from something, and I had to run to Staples and go to the UPS store and get that done. So after the house sale, I thought I was just going to be like, I was going to go for a walk and I was going to do my decluttering. So I had like my little panicky, let's go get it done. And I did it. So everything's fine. It just was a little wearing psychically and psychologically. So the good news is I really can start unwinding now. Like you can't unwind if you know you have to get important papers so that you're not at the cutoff deadline and can't appeal. It's an appeal basically because it was incorrect. And it's a big deal, appeal. Anyway, so this feels like a cleanup of the past 2 years, which were like heck. And this is pleasant. I think organizing is one of the most wonderful lifestyle art moves you can make, is that you are really taking care of yourself. You are creating order and peace. Let's see if these fit. Are they too big? No, I think they're good. Is that cute? So is anybody, thank you for the thumbs up, you guys, and thank you for the comments. I am going in. Now that I'm done with everything, I can spend time communing. It's onward and upward, Shari. It's so onward and upward. So now the ones that I've done, I'll just put in this container. And this is so fun. And I get to hang with you. So it's been a road and a half. Everything. I worked with Cesar Marquez. He is the most wonderful real estate agent. Everything he suggested I do to get the house ready, I did. He was very happy to work with me and I him. He said, thank you for trusting me. And I said, if I don't trust you, I don't trust anybody on this planet. That's how much integrity he has. And he's very, what's the word? Stickler's not a nice word, but he's very knowledgeable and does things with great care and does them well and does them correctly. This is turquoise. I love wearing turquoise on my neck. My other one fell off, so I have to make a new stone. We're going to be making jewelry in the studio. We're going to be working with acrylic markers. We'll be doing all kinds of things that have nothing to do with admin or numbers. Really, truly, nothing. I get to relax and unwind, and there's so much to do in here, but it's really not that overwhelming. I have a lot of empty drawers, I noticed. I noticed that when I Airbnb'd the house, I put a lot of toiletries in my wooden drawers here and sunglasses and things that I didn't need to. I really, oh, it's thundering and it's sunny out. It's sunny. All you hear are birds, and at night you hear crickets. I mean, talk about the perfect place to unwind. It's unwinding central here in Sedona. And I gotta tell you, I love going to some of my places like the UPS store. It sounds so silly, but they're so very helpful and they get it right and they help me. Onward and upward. Posca pens can be annoying. When you press the nib down, you might get like a pool of ink. I like the Molotow better, and guess what, you guys? There are really inexpensive acrylic marker brands that are great. We're gonna do reviews because I have some different things to share. Hey, hey, hey. Hi, Jordan. Hi, Natalie. We're color coding the tops of the markers with my little stickers so that we can keep the nib facing down so that the nib always stays moist, because otherwise it dries out. And when acrylic dries, it just dries. Do you guys have any questions about art supplies, or if you're a beginner, what you should get? I really think it's based on personality. Bold people need certain things. Delicate, soft people need different things. I have been fascinated with the idea that our color analysis palette affects our art. My art is very, very bright, and I am a spring in the color season analysis. If you haven't done it, it's a thing that is from the 80s. I forget the name of the woman who started it, but it's basically like whatever color you wear affects how your face looks and how you, in effect, look and feel. So my colors that I'm always coloring with are true spring. They're bright. It's such a great idea. Thank you, Conga Mama. I was like, wait, I knew where to go, which was brilliant, to get the stickers. And so this takes a little time, but I got to tell you, organizing anything, but especially art supplies, is just fun. Make sure they're working. What I do, and I want you guys to know this because it's a really good way to do art without even doing art, you don't have to think about it, is that every time I pick up a marker, I'm going to be making a mark to shake it up and get the ink out so that I can color on the dot. Now, when I do that, I can just make a little scribble, and I end up with a page of scribbles, and then I could add some words, and it's just an amazing, fun art page to look at. I gotta wait till these dry, or else I'm gonna make a mess. I thought it was a great idea because I was like, I'm frustrated because I won't use them if I can't see what colors they are. If they're facing down, I won't be able to see. These markers you can. The Molotow, because they're clear at the base. These Sparkle Posca are not, and I'm going to do it for these too, so that they're going to dry out like that. Some people do them on their side, the markers, but these acrylic markers are best if you keep them point down. It's raining. I got to let this dry. I got to hold my horses and just keep going. Fun to do with leftover paint. Yes, you end up with collage paper, any paints. Don't throw out any acrylic paint on your palette because you can make a great page for collage, for art journaling, for words. It's raining hard. I was going to go for a walk, which I still will do in the rain. I get it all over me. It's so fine. It's so fun. So let me hear, do you guys have coloring supplies? Do you have coloring supplies? Do you need any hints about what things to get that are inexpensive and easy? If you're watching this later, leave a comment, or now, leave a comment for, are you soft and delicate? Are you timid in your art making, or are you bold? Do you like big, bold, brash colors? Sometimes I suggest, if you are timid and delicate, to play with the ones that are inherently bolder by nature, because then you end up stretching and growing. I'm telling you, I have an art supply thing. It's a thing. It's a known thing that I collect art supplies. And now, finally, I will have enough time to use all of them. And I will be sharing here. You need hints. Okay. So give me a hint, Seeking Health. What is it that... Oh, the rain sounds so pretty, and it's going to smell so good here. This is our view. Oh, it's full on pouring rain. I took in all my pillows and fabrics, and this is the mess that I'm going to be addressing next. Beautiful mess. Like, it's a gorgeous mess. It's like my favorite things in the world. So you're a timid, delicate person. So you like to make small, detailed artwork. So do I. I love delicate. You'd like to try to make some bold art to get out of my shell. So I don't have my watercolor markers at this table. King Art makes some inexpensive ones. Tombow is amazing. They're watercolor markers. And my favorite as of late are Zig markers. They're made by Kuretake Gansai. Kuretake is the brand. But any watercolor marker that has a brush nib will give you bolder than if you're using a tiny black pen, or you are using colored pencils are very soft. You can build colored pencils so that they're stronger, but inherently they are make softness. So pen and ink, ballpoint pen, anything. To get out of your shell, start with the watercolor markers. And to get really out of your shell, you would go with a few choice colors of fat Posca markers, acrylic markers, or fat Molotow, or fat anything. I would say go to the art store and talk to one of the artists that are there and ask them if that's their jam. So you'll find at art stores that find out what materials that artist used, and ask them if you were going to get a couple colors or a couple of that, what would you need? So it's really about playing, and I really do like mixed media. Like, I like watercolor, then I like to add some Posca markers and some pen. So I'll keep in mind for when I have all my supplies in here, but these are bold. Now, do you like bright? These are, did I mix this? No, these are called acrylic. I think these are Montana. These are famous with like graffiti artists. Yes. This is a very me color. This one and this one, obviously. So these are Montana. And they get dry. Oh, this one's not. So this is Art Ship Design. So this one's expensive and this one's cheap. And guess which one's kind of dried out? There's ways to clear the nibs. You soak them in water. You can change out nibs. This one I'll get working again. Every once in a while I go in there and make sure they're working to give them activation. I don't really give up on them that easy. I'll take the nib out, you pull it out, you soak it in water, you smush it around with your finger, and you can usually get it going again. Unless it's dried beyond repair, but you just like to know what paper and pen markers to use that have an easy glide. Okay, that's a really good question. So paper is very important depending on what medium you're using. you know, a paper that is hot pressed, like a watercolor paper, is very smooth. Cold press has a tooth. A very smooth paper that's absolutely gorgeous is Midori, and it's just, and if it's got little graphs of dots, and then you just use gel pens on it, and that's glider. So those are going to give you smaller, more detailed art. But I like the feel of the pen on paper, or the paint on paper has to feel good. So I like, let's see, do you want to do delicate, like smaller objects in writing? Seeking health? Yeah, you can always paint over the canvas. You can always rip up the paper. If it's in your sketchbook, you can always washi tape something on top of it. This paper is very smooth. I love to do daily drawings in a book like this. Ah, we have some. I love when I pick up my notebooks and I have a few pages started and I get to see what I did on what date. I found some surprise paintings today and yesterday. So alcohol markers, this is alcohol markers with pen. So alcohol markers or watercolor markers I would recommend for a glide. And then you just have to try some paper. I like getting Legion paper. Small paper. What I thought was really fun is I got a box of these, all different types. Yupo paper is so unusual and it's very, very smooth. Legion sells teeny little ones. You can practice with what paper you like. Plus, you can do little artist trading cards or make cards for your friends or have a calling card or a business card. These are really fun and obviously small, so you can do lots of little artwork. Legion is the name. And yes, you love my style. Thank you. That's so sweet. You get caught up trying to do things perfectly, and that sometimes stops me from making art. Oh, no, make mistake. Like this is going to be a page in this journal. That's going to be a page. And if I add the word fun and love and freedom and rest and painting and drawing, if I add words and images and blobs of color, that's fine enough. It's being in the action of putting marks on paper. That's pretty much all you have to do. Loosen up. That's what, and if you feel you're tight, you got to loosen up. Just scribble on the page. If you feel that you're never getting things, you're too rushed, then slow down and do some detail. This is going to be really nice. Look. I'll be able to see. Actually, even better than the cap because I'm actually using the paint. Thank you. You like to, okay, so if you like to write notes and make doodles, I would look at a Hibonacci, just a book. Doesn't have to be a planner, but the paper is Tomoe River, I think is the name of the paper, and it's so smooth. And then go to Jet Pens and look at their notebooks there. Not necessarily a planner, I have them inside. So I'm gonna bring everything in here and I can be show and telling everything. But I would, for you, I'm feeling that it would be a really good idea to get the Tomoe River, I think it's called, yeah, get that. And you will get some gel pens. If you want sparkly ones, inexpensive ones are Flare. My favorite are the Pentel Sparkle Pop. They're insane. That's what I think you should do, is get some, maybe some, I think they're even better than the jelly rolls, Sakura's jelly rolls. The Pentel Sparkle Pop, just are very exciting. They're like a 1 millimeter pen, and if you want to do even finer, then you want to get gel pens that are 0.5 or 0.7. But go to, if you can get yourself to a Blick or an art store. Zigzag papers. You're welcome. That's what I'm feeling for you. You'll have a lot of fun. I'm obsessed with glitter markers these days. Glitter gel pens, not markers. Not the same. I just got a blob. I'll probably take a break and go for a walk, but this is a good starter. I don't like this angle. Gel crayons. There's what kind of gel crayons do you use, CJ? Oh yeah, big mess, big blob. That's the problem with the Posca markers. Now, I heard if you get new Posca markers and it's too late for these, is that, well, you have to press them to get the paint out, you know, and then the paint's on the nib. But I heard if before you even do that, if you press this down to get some of the air out, you won't have this spillage problem, which is like a thing for real. So you always press your nibs to get the paint out on something that is not the artwork you're working on. Have scratch paper when you're using acrylic markers. We'll go for a walk. Ooh, gold. Wild horses. Hey. We're just hanging out, starting the this gold is gorgeous. This Posca gold is beautiful. These are 2 millimeter. No, they're 0.9 to 1.3 millimeter. So they're a little bit of a finer nib. I like them. Silver. And I'll make a mess. I'll make like a blobby mess on these papers, on the whole spread, both pages. And then I will, this is not the best angle. You should be able to see what I'm doing. I'm just going to put this in my mouth, which I always do. Let's prop you up. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I had so much going on. I might have to figure it out next time because I'm using this Moft. Oh, that's good. There we go. That's good enough. So this is a spread, both pages in a book. I don't love this book. I'm not going to recommend it. Somebody on YouTube did, and I don't like it. So I'm going to use it for this purpose. It's like a Rorschach test. I like to do that blob of color or something in the middle and then close the book. And what you could do is take a black marker and just draw stick figures and do maybe red. I love painting, drawing on paper with a red marker. That's a really good question. Is the painting on the wall over my right shoulder? It's acrylic. But here's why it's a really good question. Because I don't paint in a thick impasto like technique. I water my paints down as if they're watercolors. So that one is watercolor. Both of those, I'm sorry, they're acrylics and I'm using like they're watercolors. I think we'll probably have a rainbow outside. So they are, I sometimes thin them with water or sometimes with a little bit of glazing medium. So, oh, that one, oh, that one's the same effect. But that one looks the way it does because, so that one is done on a primed canvas. That's white, so it's very bright. That one is a piece, part of a collection that I started, which I'm going to continue. It's called non-committal art. And the reason it's called non-committal art is that I painted it unstretched, unprimed, on natural raw canvas, cotton duck canvas. And when I am done, I tape it to the wall, or I'll do it on the floor. That one I did on the wall. And when I'm done, I put little brass grommets in it. You know what a grommet is? Do you guys know what a grommet is? Round circle, and you tap the back, and so there's a hole. And then I use a little brass nail and I hang them. And it's non-committal art because all you have to do is take them off the nails, roll it up, and take it with you. It's kind of like the same vibe as Moroccan rugs, is that when you want to move or move them or ship them to someone, it's not so cumbersome and expensive. You don't have to crate it. You put it in a tube. So I actually would like to paint and sell some of those. Many years ago, I sold my paintings. Many of them. Very large stretched canvases. We're talking 4 foot by 8 foot, 4 by 5, 6 by... I went large and I stretched them all myself. And honestly, I'm not in the mood. So I like the earthiness too, and that's because you're seeing the raw canvas show through, Conga Mama. We are going to talk art all day long. I'm seriously thinking I should go see if there's a rainbow boat. I'm sitting on a hot bio. I'm like heat cooking myself. I'm on a biomat. I will show you how to do it. Yeah, why not? We should be able to do these things for ourselves. We should be able to paint, express ourselves, use the colors we love, and do it. Oh yeah, it's warm. It's like hot outside and I'm sitting on the biomat. That's a bit much. It would be so cool to be a natural born artist like me. I guess what? I think you are. I just did it a lot. I was encouraged, right? My grandfather taught me how to draw trees when I was 4. My mom, my dad, everybody did something, made something. My grandfather did pottery. When I started doing massive paintings, he wanted me to teach him how when I was older. My mom did wild stuff. So it was just always in our family. It's like, yeah, we're artists. Don't worry, honey, if you're not good at math. I wasn't either. I spaced out like nobody's business. I have no idea how I got through school with decent grades, weirdly enough. No idea. I made it through, never to be done again. I don't like academia. Doodle away. So doodles, if you start doodling and you learn how to color them, or I would love to see what you're doing. Doodling is so cool because you don't have to buy a coloring book done by someone else. Nothing wrong in doing that, but why not do your own doodles and color them in? See, I'm always getting messy. That's okay. It's a good thing I love color. So what do you doodle with? What pen? I like Pentel. I like Uniball Signos. I have to have like a black liner video. Waterproof versus non. Which ones I use for waterproof situations where I need it not to bleed. Need to have no bleed. It is so fun to put on groovy tunes and just paint along. And do a little, walk away, spend hours doing it. It doesn't matter. It's just putting marks on paper. And guess what? Seeking health. If you ever do artwork with a child, little one, and you give them some markers, they're going to draw their dog or their cat or their dad or their mom, or they're going to draw, and they're not going to go, oh, I can't. They just do it. So how is it that you don't think you are? Like, some of my most favorite art is done by children because it's uninhibited, uncontrived, fresh. So I disagree that you can't. And also, so what if it comes out ugly? Just keep going. Like, you could think it's ugly, but maybe it's not. And you hang up your ugly art. I like non-committal art, grommeted art hanging from nails. I also have been known to just tape things to the wall. It's so true. Like, go hang out with children and catch the vibe, because they're unconcerned that their dog doesn't, well, they don't care. That's the dog. The dog is the dog. I much prefer that than some, like, really painstaking trying to capture a dog, and it just looks, there's some wonderful artists who do pet portraits, obviously, but in general, I'll take the loose and fresh over the contrived any day for me. Josephina just texted she wants to clean the inside of the van early, which is great because that's Friday. And then Saturday, I'm having the outside. I had to make an appointment for 8 in the morning. It's the car wash in Sedona, and she needs to be clean. She was sitting out in Venice just griming, and she can't go into a car wash. So we're going to have her clean. She's going to be clean, and her battery's charging. Happy days. So doodle, doodle, doodle. Just do it every day. Get into the flow state with it. Don't stress about it. That's the whole point, is that if this brings you joy, do what I'm doing. If it brings you joy to draw 100 million circles on a page, do that. You can write your name a million times. Just have pen to paper. You love drawing and working with wood. You built a cedar chest? That's awesome. With tongue and groove, cedar on the outside and pine and birchwood on the inside. That sounds magnificent. And you got into the groove, I'm sure. Like, just creation is so, it feels so good. And every time you look at that thing you made something out of nothing. Something out of something. How beautiful. Do you sell your work, or is it just for you? Now you created an heirloom. I love that. See, so you can have, look, with this kind of art, anyone can do it. If it's a craft and artisanry, is that a word? You need to study. There's nothing wrong with studying something that you want to learn how to do, like woodwork. I don't recommend just jumping in and doing what Wild Horses does if you don't know what you're doing. But what I'm doing, anyone can do. Clearly exactly what I'm doing right now. This is very satisfying. I should be sharing this satisfaction. Yes, I'm always writing my name. That's so funny. I must have just picked up on it. I've never said that or done that. You're writing your name a million times. It relieves stress. So write a word that you want to embody, your intention of the hour or day. Unwind is mine. I am understanding how wound I've been, because I catch myself and I'm like, why are you wound? You don't have to be wound anymore. So it's going to be a talking to myself out loud. Stop winding yourself up. Because now I was wound because I had outside influences, and it was a real thing. You know, getting the house ready, selling it, dealing with the furniture, what comes, what stays, what goes, who gets it. Holy. It's almost why I almost didn't sell the house, because 2 years ago I thought about it and I was lying in bed just picturing all the furniture and dishes and Vitamixes and plants and pillows and sofas and rugs just flying, like gently flying in the air. And I was like, I can't do it. Then I thought I was going to do it. I get back to Venice and she was like, no, you can't. And then finally, it was like a yes, but it took a long time. So I don't have to be wound. I do need to go drink something because I am not drinking enough in Sedona. Pink, pink, pink. It's all pink, Lon. Lon, you guys know I'm locked out of Instagram. I guess you figured that out, or you've heard me say it here. I'm going to try and get back in. I have a tech meeting with Tony. If anybody needs an amazing Apple Genius, I have to share the satisfaction. I did it. The house is sold, like closed, done. I think I should go for a walk and, like, I don't know, dance around. Instead, I'm like organizing my markers. Oh, you heard. Okay, good. Is the word out that I'm locked out? very rude. He's a hacker. And yeah, I just feel bad because there's probably a lot of people who've DM'd me. It's not nice to not respond, but I cannot see anything. Can't go in. Do you guys all have subscriptions to YouTube so you don't have to watch commercials? I'm a heart person, but I'm a head person too, Smiling. That's nice. I make myself do the head stuff, but yeah, I can be serious when I need to. I've had to for 2 years straight. I had to be admin Dara and I hated it, so now I don't have to be. I'm Doobie Universe Dara. That's it. Yeah, it's so worth it. So what happens is that my friend keeps telling me, Dara, you have to monetize. I'm like, oh, I forget. I keep forgetting to do the monetization on YouTube. But you guys don't even have to see commercials for me to get paid with advertising. You just have to like and comment under my videos. So that's kind of cool. That's the way YouTube does the monetization. These days, I think I'll do it. Because really, this is the only place I want to be, doing this, doing art, doing CCB, thank you. So I'm going to monetize because it's not going to annoy you with commercials. And if you don't have the premium YouTube, it's a dream. It's dreamy because you get to learn so much and you don't have to watch commercials. It's way better than Netflix, you guys. What did you do before, Jay? Yeah, because I'm not going to be selling anything aside from some paintings and doobie stuff, which the doobie deck is coming soon. Craig told me it's almost all landed. I just dropped off some boxes at Chocolate Tree. They sold all of theirs. But I'll be doing my art. And I'd rather show you guys how to do it than sell mine. Just like I showed you guys how to make food instead of... I want to teach you guys how to fish. What's that saying? You feed a man fish, he eats for a night. You teach him how to fish, he eats forever. That's not how you say it, but that was always kind of like my feeling, that I wanted to teach you guys how to do what I do, not do it. That's what we're going to be doing here. We're about to I went to bed, lying in bed thinking, oh my God, we get to do feng shui cures, paint feng shui cures. I've been wanting to do that for years. It's animal. It's animal. I've been seeing deer, coyote, chipmunks, huge ravens. Am I looking like my mom? Yeah, oh good, you watch me, no ads. Nobody needs to watch ads, that's so annoying. I probably look like my mom as I get older, I'm sure I do. Okay, we have 2 left, and so now this jar is too small, so it's gonna go back in my bee mug from Terry. She sent this to me after Herbie passed, which I promised my brother I have to do it. Herbie made goodbye videos, like he said goodbye to you guys. And then I have footage of him being sprinkled. I mean, I have been sprinkled in Sedona by my friend Ben. Anyway, Terry sent me this. It was very sweet. We weren't even close friends at that time. Oh, I missed one. So anyway, I want to edit the footage of Herbie so you guys can see it. But it's like very, very moving. I have an all pink background. We like pink here, Lon. I'm looking red. I'm probably hot. I'm sitting on a biomat. I'm sure I look pink. And that's fine. I love pink. All my Posca markers will be like this. Somebody remind me to do the Herbie. I'm going to remind myself. I like to make Post-it notes and then lose them, and start lists and lose them. Stationery. I know where my stationery is. The drawers that I have labeled are great. The empty drawers need to be filled in. My toiletries need to come out of the studio. Okay, we're going to make a big fat note. I put it here until I go into the kitchen. Herbie video. Herbie the love bug. I'll make him a bee. Promise my brother. Yes, Mylene on Instagram, you guys. I was having a hard time. The house wasn't selling, and I was like, God, you guys give me a sign about my mom and Herbie. And I got home and I flipped on Instagram, and we know butterflies are Herbie's sign. He told me before he died. Like, I said, how are you going to get through to me when you're on the other side? And he looked up in the hospital, and there was a butterfly painted on this acoustic tile. A child had done it. And I was like, butterfly? And he's like, he just went like that. So I was making the Instagram video, and I was just saying to everybody how I really needed a sign. I need a sign from Herbie. I just was walking down the street saying, what's up? Like, help. Tell me what to do. And then all of a sudden, I didn't do anything. Butterflies, like the graphic ones, started flying around the screen. Literally just, I was like, the video of Ben releasing Herbie is so amazing. Did I post that on Instagram? So you guys remember, you're with me. You are so with me. This is home. We're home. And I'm kind of grateful because Instagram's got a lot of distractions and nonsense, and it's loud. And you guys are always so much more generous in spirit and likes and comments. And I love Instagram. I love our people on Instagram. It's just the other stuff that, oh, it's on Insta. Okay, cool. I never posted Herbie saying goodbye to you guys. It's like, or my daughter singing with him in the last few days of his life. They did a duet. I didn't even think he could speak, and I have footage. So I'm gonna do it. It's not, editing's not my favorite thing, but I'll put a lot of heart into it. And while it won't be the best edited thing ever, it's not gonna be pro, it'll be moving. I know, Herbie. I think I'll go for a walk outside and see some animals and some birds. He said he wanted to be with the wind and the storm and the butterflies and the bumblebees. He kept saying butterflies and bumblebees. And he wanted to be in the weather, in the air, in the earth. He did not want to be buried, as he had been paying for a burial plot for 80 years. He changed his mind. He got pretty spiritual towards the end. You sang with your dad the day before he died, but I've never watched it. It's hard to go there. It's like, but it's been enough time. Oh. All right, you guys, on such a beautiful moment. You got blown away in Vegas over that dust storm? Wow. Well, I feel like Herbie just arrived. I just got really calm. He loved hanging with you guys. He loved that I did. He loved, at the end, he's like, you're a professor. You help so many people. He used to give me such kind words, like, if you're ever feeling down, Dara, just read one comment written about how you changed someone's life and know that there's like 1,000 people that never said anything. And he used to say, if you can just help one person in your life, that makes your life. All right. I love you guys. We've been on a while. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the comments. But I'm going to go, maybe I'll monetize this. Hopefully there's an automatic button because I forget about it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be serious YouTuber. Just kidding. I'm going to be me showing up, and we're going to have fun. And I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for being here. Whoa, Valerie, you saw your mom after 30 years a couple weeks ago on YouTube. She attended a concert. So it was an old concert. What? That's crazy and amazing. Thank you. Wow. All right, we got Spirit with us. On that note, I'll see you guys really soon. And I showed up because somebody commented, can you show up later? And I did. So feel free to invite me to hang out. I'll see you soon.